Nike, an organization that got her on a bargain basement deal and is telling her, well, we're going to wait to promote you until we're done promoting Asia Wilson. And she's in the middle of all of these racial discussions that she has nothing to do with, wants nothing to do with, and then they're demonizing her fans.
Nike landed one of the rare generational, potentially billion-dollar athletes. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, LeBron, and now Caitlin Clark. In April of this year, Caitlin signed an 8-year deal with Nike for up to $28 million. A super cheap contract they'll make a killing off of with a signature shoe. But despite winning unanimous WNBA Rookie of the Year, they've got no plans for a Caitlin Clark shoe. Why not? Over the last few years, Nike has imploded. They are worth over $100 billion less than they were in 2021. It got so bad, people called for their CEO to be fired, so he had to step down. Is sports losing popularity? No, Adidas has done pretty well over that time despite ending their partnership with Yeezy.
Nike sleeping on Caitlin Clark, and fans are fuming. How did the biggest name in sports miss out on basketball's hottest star? Clark crushing it on the court, breaking records left and right. But Nike is not saying a word. What's really going on here? And what is Adidas doing about it?
Caitlin Clark has just been named the 2024 Rookie of the Year. Clark's rookie season, it was historic. She had the most points in a rookie campaign, the most assists in any season ever, and she even messed around and got a pair of triple-doubles, something no other rookie has ever done.
Let's break down just how incredible Clark's been. She's not just good, she's rewriting the record books in her rookie season. She snagged the Rookie of the Year title. Like it was nothing, but that's not all she's packing. Arenas selling out merch and making fans lose their minds. Can you believe the impact she's having?
Since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes.
Now, you might be wondering, why isn't Nike all over this? They've got the next big thing in basketball right under their nose, but they're acting like Clark doesn't exist, no ads, no commercials, no nothing. It's like they're allergic to success. What's the deal?
Well, Caitlin originally signed an NIL deal with Nike when she blew up in college. She was so popular. Caitlin was the most recognized college player in the country by far, twice as much as second place Angel Reese, 4 times more than the most popular men's player. That's never happened. So when she turned pro, several shoe companies were after her. Under Armour said she'd be the face of Curry brand.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Is Nike playing some kind of long game we can't see, or are they about to fumble the biggest opportunity in women's basketball? Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into this mystery, and trust me, you won't believe what we uncover.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
Nike's got Caitlin Clark on their roster, but they're acting like she doesn't exist. No ads, no merch, nothing. What's the real story behind this $28 million silent treatment?
I will say that Caitlin Clark has created more buzz around the basketball landscape and has actually transformed and revived a league that was the WNBA, and she is getting paid a measly $28 million for 8 years as opposed to Wemby's 100. I believe that Caitlin Clark, if they would have released a signature shoe for her this season, they would have made a killing.
Let's break down this deal that's got everyone scratching their heads. Clark signed an 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike. That's not chump change, folks. This kind of money usually comes with the works. We're talking signature sneakers, billboards, commercials, the whole 9 yards. But what's Nike doing? Crickets.
There was a Nike ad for Iowa Caitlin, though it wasn't exactly pushed on the public. There has been no Nike commercial for Clark as a pro. Let that sink in. No Caitlin Clark commercial. She's had 4 years of being the biggest star in all of sports, driving all these television ratings. No Nike commercial.
You might be thinking, okay, but maybe they're just warming up right wrong. Clark's been crushing it on the court, breaking records and selling out arenas. She's the hottest thing in basketball right now. So where's all the hype from Nike?
Nike has been reluctant to take advantage of Caitlin Clark because they have. And what I've always thought was like, man, that contract she signed seemed pretty reasonable. It's like, wow, Caitlin Clark comes out of Iowa, and I started saying after her junior year in college, like, hey man, she's the biggest star in college sport. And then after what she did at Iowa her senior year, I started saying, hey, I think she's gonna be the biggest star in sport.
Here's where things get really weird. No commercials, no ads, no merchandise. It's like Nike forgot they signed one of the most exciting players in the game. Can you imagine having LeBron James on your team and not putting him in a single ad? That's basically what's happening here with Clark.
So when she turned pro, several shoe companies were after her. Under Armour said she'd be the face of Curry brand, Adidas, and Nike. She stayed with Nike because of how they marketed her in college, and everyone waited on news of that signature shoe. But no update. Then, A'ja Wilson, who just won another MVP, announced her shoe, and a strange detail about Caitlin came out. A'ja Wilson just announced her signature shoe with Nike is on the way after beginning the process in 2023. Wilson's shoe is expected to be released spring of 2025. Under this 2-year time frame, Clark's shoe could hit stores sometime in 2026-27. What?
Now you might be wondering, what's Nike's game plan? Some people are saying they might be putting all their chips on other players, like A'ja Wilson. But here's the kicker we might not see Clark's signature shoe until 2026 or 2027. That's ages away in the world of sports. But hold on, is Nike playing 4D chess while we're all stuck in checkers? Maybe there's more to this strategy than meets the eye. Are they building up anticipation, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash Clark on the world, or have they truly dropped the ball on one of the biggest opportunities in women's basketball?
8 figures, so that could be 10 million or 99 million.
Right.
Correct? That's the 8 figures. And she's going to have her own shoe, which to me, I mean, it's genius to be able to sign her up, because think of all of the girls and women out there who loved Caitlin Clark, going to continue to follow her in the WNBA, and they're going to want to have her shoe. Caitlin Clark, she could have a line of shoes. That could, be workout shoes, basketball shoes, casual shoes. Yes, Marvin.
And when they come out, the Iowa women and the Iowa men are going to have Caitlin Clark shoes, and the colorway is perfect. It's got the navy blue, the yellow, and the red for the fever. I mean,
okay.
They're going to have a great commercial.
Just when you thought Nike had fumbled their chance with Caitlin Clark, a new player entered the arena. Adidas saw an opportunity and pounced. But here's the real kicker. It's not just about sneakers anymore. What move did Adidas make that's got the sports world buzzing?
When you're a kid, sneakers have magical powers. They can make you run faster, jump higher. I believed it, and so did my kids. Caitlin Clark's sneakers did create magic for one lucky Iowa girl. Blake Hornstein has the story.
While Nike's been playing it cool, Adidas came in hot, recognizing Caitlin Clark's achievements. Like they were handing out candy on Halloween. They stepped up and filled that promotional void. Nike left wide open, and they didn't just do it quietly. they brought in the big guns.
It's being reported that Adidas global ambassador Billie Jean King did a post on her X account praising Caitlin Clark for winning Rookie of the Year, and this sent a firestorm throughout the comments.
You know who's singing Clark's praises? None other than sports icon Billie Jean King. Yeah, that Billie Jean King as an Adidas ambassador. She's out there publicly applauding Clark for her incredible rookie season.
It's a huge game, guys, for Caitlin Clark, sinking her 86th three-pointer of the season, breaking the WNBA record for the most three-pointers by a rookie in a single season. Congratulations to Caitlin.
But Adidas didn't stop there. They saw how Clark's Indiana Fever jersey was flying off the shelves, faster than you can say three-pointer. We're talking record-breaking sales here, folks. It's like everyone and their grandma wants a piece of Clark's success. And Adidas.
Business reporter Ethan Strauss. He reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time. We have talked about this multiple times on my channel. Is A'ja Wilson currently the best player in the WNBA? Yes. Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the case.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what's the big deal? It's just another endorsement. Right, wrong. This is Adidas playing chess, while Nike still setting up the checkerboard. They're not just slapping their logo on a rising star. They're aligning themselves with the future of women's basketball.
The average WNBA viewership, okay, game, 7,300 in attendance, okay? The average Angel Reese game is 10,100, 10,200 they come to watch her. You know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300.
Wow.
Okay? 15,300. Do you know what Caitlin Clark just got the contract from Nike?
Nike.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years. It's almost $30 million.
Think about it. Clark's not just winning games. She's winning hearts. She's drawing in viewers like a magnet, selling merch. Like it's going out of style. And Adidas, they're right there riding that wave of popularity. It's like they found the golden ticket to the women's sports marketing factory. She landed a major endorsement deal with Adidas. This partnership is a game changer. It's a huge win for Clark and for women's basketball. But here's where it gets really interesting. Adidas isn't just making a smart business move. They're shaking up the whole game. They're showing the world that women's sports aren't just a sideshow. They're the main event, and they're daring other brands to step up or get left behind.
Just another example about how people have fumbled the gift that is Caitlin Clark.
You've got to wonder, is Nike watching all this and kicking themselves? Are they regretting their choice to sign Wilson over Clark? Now that Adidas is stealing the spotlight. Because let's face it, Adidas isn't just selling shoes here. They're selling a vision of the future of sports. And with Clark's massive audience, they're making a statement.
WNBA players have been saying that they just lack the support for the league to grow, and they wish other people would get. This is the moment where you now can allow someone to come in and really make a change, really be a star, and bring other eyes into the sport. I don't want to see any WNBA players speak against this. This is exactly what the league. This is what you need.
And that future is looking pretty bright for women's basketball, with Clark at the forefront and Adidas backing her up. We might be seeing a whole new ballgame when it comes to how brands approach women's sports. It's not just about signing contracts anymore. It's about recognizing talent, celebrating achievements, and investing in the future of the game.
Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership. from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year.
Now, you might think this is just another sponsorship story, but hold on. What if Clark's popularity is actually reshaping the entire landscape of women's sports? The numbers we're seeing are off the charts. We're talking about a 93% growth in WNBA ticket sales. For 2024 compared to last year, that's not just a little bump. That's a full-on explosion.
Growing the game in what some are calling the Caitlin Clark effect. Camille Gear has more from Iowa City.
I'm looking. There's Clark. She fires. And she hit it!
Ask any little girl in the stands at Carver Hawkeye.
Who's your favorite player on the team?
You'll get the same answer.
Probably Caitlin Clark.
Over.
Caitlin Clark.
And over again.
Caitlin Clark.
Everywhere the junior plays, attendance is up. Not by the hundreds, but by the thousands.
And it's not just about filling seats. Clark's games are pulling in over 1 million viewers. That's huge for the WNBA, where average attendance has been a fraction of that. People are calling it the Caitlin Clark effect. And it's no joke, she's not just playing basketball, she's changing the game.
It seems to me that it is more on the political side as to why Caitlin Clark is not getting the praise, the commercials, the ads, the merch, like all of the things that she should have gotten during this rookie season. Nike hasn't produced one ad or commercial featuring Clark since she turned pro, and despite a signature shoe being part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan Strauss.
But here's where it gets really wild. This whole situation with Nike and Adidas, it's exposing some serious issues in the sports marketing world. We're talking internal, politics, biases, and a whole lot of missed opportunities. Fans are getting frustrated and they're starting to ask some tough questions. Is Nike really committed to promoting women's sports? Or are they stuck in the past?
First team All-WNBA as a rookie. Led all rookies in points, field goals made, assists, steals, and minutes. Led all players in assists and three-pointers made. She was 4th in MVP voting. Her games got an average over 1 million viewers on TV, while the average game is 300K. A ticket for her first playoff game costs more than every other WNBA playoff game.
Think about it. Clark's not just a basketball player. She's a phenomenon. She's bringing new fans to the sport. People who might never have watched the WNBA game before. And it's not just about the numbers. It's about the energy. Excitement. Clark's making women's basketball must-see TV.
Just the WNBA, you know, if you want us to be here, you have to pay us more. It's business, it's how it works, and that's all that means.
So what does this mean for the future of sports marketing? Are we seeing a shift in how companies value women, athletes? Adidas saw an opportunity and jumped on it. They're not just selling shoes, they're selling a vision of what women, sports can be in that vision. It's looking pretty darn bright.
Now Clark's Fever are in the WNBA playoffs, and she's wearing Kobe's sneakers instead of her own signature brand. In summary, Nike lucked into the marketing chance of a generation, and they're using that to advertise old product. Why is it happening this way? Now here's the money. Based on conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with the WNBA MVP and Nike athlete, A'ja Wilson. But beyond Wilson, it's about the culture of the company that's more concerned with quelling noise rather than making it as Nike once used to.
Its tourism officials say they have aces up their sleeve when it comes to creative marketing plans for members of the two-time defending WNBA champions.
Members of the Las Vegas Aces insist they had no idea that Las Vegas tourism leaders on Friday were set to offer $100,000 sponsorship deals for each player.
And we want to recognize...
That's a nice payday in a league where the average salary is just over $100,000 per season. Essentially, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority is wanting to hire the Aces as ambassadors for the city.
This is insanity, what they're doing to Caitlin Clark. It's bad business. It's short-sighted. When this woman exits the playoffs, probably tonight, the WNBA playoffs are over.
But I feel like there are so many little tweaks and little things that could be done, and I am upset for her. Honestly, I think $28 million for 8 years. Eight years is such a long time. She'll be midway, maybe, if not over halfway through her WNBA career by the time that this contract is up, and then renegotiating that and trying to get more at that point in her career. Like, this was the buzz that you should have capitalized on.
And hopefully they capitalize on it to the point where you'll have a player like Juju Watkins at USC who would leave college to go to the WNBA because the money would be great. I mean, that might be what Caitlin Clark brings to the WNBA. She's going to bring recognition. Maybe salaries go up between salaries with the NBA and the WNBA. And okay, well, if you're bothered by it, then buy season tickets.